and 24% of S&P 500 companies will report their quarterly results this week. A lot of tech companies will report this week, including Microsoft, Amazon, and Twitter. Let's talk about that with our panel and what to expect. And we never break out of this cycle. We get set up with lowered expectations, and then the world rejoices because they overperform. Do we really believe the earnings reports? I got to ask you, Sinan, especially the tech companies.
So for me, with the tech companies in the last several years and even currently, I think yes. The answer is yes. So for me, having visited Microsoft a couple of times over the last couple of months, having a little bit more digging going on into what's going on at Microsoft, I think they will beat, and I think that, and Satya Nadella and Microsoft are sort of like the darlings of analysts at the present moment. Their expansion into cloud has been professionally managed and expertly managed. I expect them to continue to grow. I expect them to perform extremely well. Amazon has been a great company, will be a great company, great management there as well. They're seeing a little bit more competition, obviously. They're also trying to get into some new markets with advertising and so on. So for me, they will continue to perform well as well. For me, Microsoft is sort of the one that is doing really well at the current moment.
What's interesting, too, of course, is that we've seen this shift from many of these companies leading the market higher to them not keeping pace necessarily with the broader market. Is that going to change? What are you hearing from analysts this earnings season?
Yeah, well,
and does it matter?
Yeah, well, the FANG stocks have been lagging. Microsoft, obviously not in that group.
Right.
It's hard not to like what they're doing. They've been killing it on many fronts. But to me, Julie, I'm really watching what Amazon says this week on earnings. Because if you believe that the consumer is going to save the day this holiday season and in the first half of next year, you really want to watch their growth rates in the general merchandise category, what they just put up in the third quarter.
There's also been a lot of reports about Amazon and the merchandise on the platform, right? There was another report, I think, in the Wall Street Journal today about expired,
stuff, right?
expired food products, right? And there's been from third-party sellers, and there's also been a lot of talk about just shoddy merchandise. Does that hit them at some point?
I think that when you talk about the FANG stocks, and Amazon does get included in that because they are DOJ potential targets as well, given that they sell what they advertise and so on, when they control the means of getting to the products and as well some of the products on the platform. I think that that's actually a bigger threat. And again, to tie it back to Microsoft, that is the tech company that sort of avoids this whole conversation about DOJ regulation.
Well, been there, done that.
Been there, done that, and that was a while ago. And now the markets that they got themselves into several years ago are really the growth markets. Cloud, these are very scalable markets, and they have been doing extremely well in those important markets.
And when you bring up the DOJ and Amazon, they don't own, or at least Microsoft doesn't own the Washington Post. Can't imagine what inspiration the Trump administration would have for going after Jeff Bezos.